Okay, I am not at all complaining when I say this. That would be tone deaf and stupid, okay? Because this is an excellent problem to have. Hi, if you don't know me, my name is Bell-Kanapaux. I am a 23-year-old author, and so far I have released 4 books. So a way that I've really sold a lot of my books is through community events and like book-related events. And each of my books is very different from the last. My debut is called The Axe Forgets What the Tree Remembers, and it covers really heavy topics. It covers a mom and a daughter who have a very tough relationship, and the mom's dying of cancer. So not everybody wants to read that, and I fully understand that. And if my mom were to have passed of cancer, she was murdered. She did not pass of cancer, though she did have it when she passed away. I can't imagine that I would be rushing to read material about someone with cancer. It would be incredibly triggering, and I understand why some people aren't interested in that. My second and fourth book are Crash and Crash Landing. Crash Landing is the extended edition to Crash. It follows the 4 survivors of a plane crash who are stranded on an island. It is a science fiction novel. Not everybody's into science fiction, but those who are into science fiction really do find that they enjoy Crash. My third book is called Behind Open Eyes, and it follows Charlotte Bardot, an investigative author who is working to uncover a small town cover-up that surrounds a teacher who had a very inappropriate relationship with a student. Now, that book's not meant to glorify the relationship. It's sort of meant to show the reaction and the reality that happens after the relationship. Because people don't just snap back to normal. You don't just go back to reality after, oh, this is wrong. Like, somebody tells you it's wrong. You don't just snap back into your own personal self. So on to the issue that I experienced. That is a fantastic issue to experience, and I'm not at all complaining. But I can never manage to keep Behind Open Eyes in stock. I will order 20 copies and it'll be gone. And I have 2 events coming up, 2 bookish events, not even like regular events where I'll go and be bookish. No, author events. So I've got to order like a lot of copies right now. But it really makes me happy that people enjoy Behind Open Eyes so much because, first of all, it's an audiobook. Go check it out right now. I'm truly so happy that I am having this struggle, this issue, this problem. Because could you imagine if I came on here and I was like, I have to order more books because people just won't stop ordering them and they don't want to stop listening to my work. My steak is too juicy and my lobster is too buttery. And I never thought that I would feel these moments of success ever. When I wrote my first book, I felt very existential in my life. I was 19. Thinking about being existential at 19 is so funny. I was 19 and my mother had told me that she had been diagnosed with cancer. So I was having a really tough time just coming to terms with my mortality and her mortality as well. And I don't want to mince words here. I absolutely wanted to be a successful author. I have always wanted to be a successful author. Since I was a child, I told people I want to be an author. I want to write books. However, I knew the statistics going in. I knew how difficult it was for people to break out of the mold and for people to even sell 500 copies, which doesn't seem like that much. If we're putting the number 500 in terms of other things like dollars, $500 in the grand scheme of things, that is half my rent. However, if you had a library filled with 500 books, you would think that that's a lot. I'm talking about a personal library, of course. If you went to a public library and they only had 500 books, you would probably walk right back out, rightfully so. What are your tax dollars going for? But a majority of authors who even finish their first book, finish writing their first book, they don't sell 500 copies of that book. That's just the statistic. This isn't meant to tear anybody down, okay? But this is to say, I knew that going in, I was working against the wind. I share this as well to say, just because it seems daunting and frankly is very daunting, that doesn't mean that you can't feel success at every step in your author journey. Anyways, that's all I care to say right now. Goodbye, bookworms. Have a great day.